In a world where green lawns have long been the hallmark of suburban beauty, a silent revolution is taking root. Here, amidst the gentle hum of nature, we discover the remarkable concept of pollinator lawns. These patches of vibrant life are more than just a feast for the eyes. They are a vital sanctuary carefully cultivated to support the tiny architects of our world, bees, butterflies, and other pollinators.
Native plants that adapted to Minnesota are better for pollinators overall, but there's still a time and a place where we want to have grass so that we can still play in our yards or mow our lawns or a certain aesthetic look. And so that's what a pollinator lawn comes in a really good place, is that you can kind of blend. You still have some clover in there, is oftentimes the flower that's there for the bees, so it offers that pollinator benefit.
The flowers that we have growing here are Dutch white clover and self-heal, and then a creeping thyme that also flowers.
As we embrace the notion of a pollinator lawn, we redefine our relationship with nature.
We've mowed it about 3 times this year, about once a month on average, but we're hoping to be able to get to the point where it'll be less than that.
You don't have to mow as often. They have deeper roots, so you don't have to irrigate as frequently. And with the clover in there, it feeds nitrogen to the grasses so that it's fertilized as well, so you don't have to fertilize. So it ends up being a reduction in inputs for both your water, your fertilizers, and that benefits the local climate because you're not using more water resources, you're not potentially fertilizing into the street and causing pollution into our storm drains, which ends up in our local water bodies like our lakes and our ponds. So that's really, it's got kind of the twofold approach of still having a lawn, but a benefit to pollinators, and then also to conservation in terms of reducing our inputs.
By transforming our lawns into pollinator-friendly habitats, we are actively participating in the preservation of biodiversity.
I love the fact that it looks like a meadow, and there are bees flying around in it, and there are little moths and little butterflies that fly around in it.
There's about 50 or plus species of native bees that will visit the lawn. Those ones are not likely to sting us.
I'm seeing more little bees hovering around at foot level, and I have a bee allergy, but I've had them land on me, they don't bother me. So my experience so far is that this is not an aggressive, stinging bee kind of a situation.
These small but mighty creatures play an astonishing role in our food systems. It is estimated that 1 in 3 bites of food we consume relies on their diligent work.
Without pollinators, we won't be able to produce food products, we won't be able to produce seed for our trees, and for our prairies that help benefit other wildlife by being a food source for like songbirds or deer, other wildlife that have benefit from the food that is produced by the bees pollinating our flowers that produce a fruit or a nut and then produce food in turn for other species on the planet.
By reimagining our lawns as thriving ecosystems, we contribute to a healthier world, allowing color and sound to spring from the ground, a symphony of life flourishing right outside our doors.